Oh, hello everybody. Welcome. Okay. All right. It's time for serious mode. Welcome to the first Revolt Cash Cup. I don't know if there's anyone in here right now, but if you're watching the VOD, hey, how we doing? You missed a good one. Anyways, this is gonna be our first Cash Cup, hosted by Duck, Bimmy, and Honk. We've got Honk and Duck bringing it to the commentary booth this evening. We'll be joining Duck in just a moment. Oh yeah, you sound good. Okay. So yeah, we've got a bunch of competitors. Hopefully they're aware of the time. The time is ticking. The lobby will be opening
ping
shortly.
them on multiple occasions.
Good. Yes, we did. Many days in a row. They have been pinged.
So we'll have 2 races on every track. One is a short sprint race, 4 laps on all tracks. Should take like about 2 minutes, a bit longer on Helios. And very few points will be given out on this. Obviously, the starting grid matters a lot more, since lap on chaos can influence drivers in the back more. And you don't have much time to recover. However, you only get 3 to 1 points for podium positions and the rest get none. Which is why the endurance is a lot more important. So the sprint is a bit of a warm-up in terms of this.
Yes, good way to put it. And also, it could serve as a tiebreaker. If the points are super close, that 3, 2, 1 points for the sprint could get you right over the limit, especially with the best lap, which is going to be 5-3-1. Both will be little point boosts to the overall point of endurance.
Yes, and the main points will be given out during the endurance from the race results, and they will use the MotoGP point system. We decided to use that because the one used by the FIA, which was used for RVC as well, only rewards the top 10 places, and we weren't sure how many people would participate.
Right.
And fight in the back of the field will be pointless.
Exactly.
Also, I'm gonna put the lobby up. So, yeah, we have quite a few skins, and one made specifically for the event by TT.
Yes, shout out to TT. We were originally thinking about making it mandatory that everyone uses it because it was a really cool skin, but we thought, get a little color variety, a little skin variety, so everyone can use whatever card they want, and we'll see. Okay. Hopefully Amma's here.
Amma did type.
Okay.
So we're ready to go racing. For the first ever Cash Cup.
That's right. This will be a monthly event because that's how Twitch Prime subs work. So if you're not getting in this one, be on the lookout. So, already had a couple.
Kiki already got kind of screwed up by the start. G is off to an early lead. BGM and Froston following him. I think Frost is definitely someone to look out for, especially in this race, in the short one, because he's running third at the moment. So he got lucky, a bit of luck at the start.
Okay.
Which, let's be honest, is needed in a short distance race.
Now, who are we thinking is gonna have some of the best lines here? If we were to make some predictions, Helios, or just in general. I'm thinking Frost, C. Well, I don't know.
Oh, G has crashed from the lead, so Frost has taken that over.
Okay.
G is going the inside line on the stairs, but he spins.
Not quite. C's back up there.
So there is a bit of fighting for the podium. As I've mentioned, Frost is one to look out for because he's now in the lead. And Bimi is running second.
Yeah. I'm excited. I think a car like EXE, it will come down to some practice. So we'll see who has been putting in some practice hours on these tracks. A couple of racers looking super stable. Ama in third
I think the
on lap 3.
fight to watch at the moment is between Bimi and Alma, because
That's
they are
right.
the ones fighting for points.
True. So this is the end of the people in our points battle. It is just first, second, and third for the sprint races. And first will get 3 points, second will get 2 points, and third will get 1 point.
Alma has been inching his way closer. They're doing these turns very differently. Alma has a
Ooh.
very different line, and that looked more like a dive bomb to me.
It did.
I'm not sure if he's trying to wallbang those, or he's wall riding them in general, and just this once he went out of his way to pass me.
Exactly. I think it might have been something like that. Bimi gonna lose a little bit of control, get passed up by Kiki. Kiki's gonna be getting into the prize money. And by prize money, I mean prize points. Potentially prize money. We'll see.
Which do you count towards the prize money?
That's true. The stepping block.
Frost lead is quite comfortable at this point. I think he can go fairly safe here.
Moment
Ooh.
for Kiki loses focus. Is gonna get passed up by Bimi.
It didn't get passed by C, but that doesn't really matter.
Locking it down.
He lost the point.
Wow, and Ama getting second. Let's go. So, already we got 3 points going to Frost, 2 to Ama, 1 to Bimi. Ooh, you know what we didn't check? We didn't see what the best laps were looking like for that sprint. That would have been a good thing to check out.
That's more important on the endurance anyway.
True.
Like, it's 4 laps.
True.
I guess.
Can be
Yes,
a
it's
little
race time.
foreshadowing.
We'll see.
I mean, endurance is not even about
See?
best lap though, right? Yeah, go ahead.
Yep.
C and Ashen.
C and Ashen are on the front row. Endurance is not about best lap, but it also matters.
It does
So
matter.
Ashen gets up to a decent start. Can he keep it up though? It seems like C is trying to pass him in a quite tight section. C is gonna get away with it, and he's now running first. But Ashen and Kiki are fighting. C runs off. Oh, and Ashen gets crashed into the wall.
That's right. So, C and Kiki, as well as Ama and Frost, super tightly knit group. We got G with a little bit of space, Bimi with some equal space. Frost choosing an interesting pathing there, it seemed like. He didn't go for the wall ride on the first where everyone went for it.
Yeah, as we've seen in the chat, C and Frost both had small complaints about the car. And C mentioned the walls, but I'm pretty sure Frost is also aware of the car's flaws with the wall. Oh, but he spins this time.
Already some
That
Mahim
is
gonna be
Ama.
coming out. Yeah, Ama, who
Ama
is
is
our qualifier. So, Ama has been showing that they have been preparing these tracks in order to win that qualifier. So I'm definitely excited to see what Ama's able to pull out in this race. This is just one of 3, right? We got Helios, Home 2, and Mysterious Toyville Factory 1. Kiki out in the lead, along with C 1 meter behind, 20 meters between them from
And
second
G.
and third. Right.
C seems to have been trying a bit of a different line there. He slid off a bit, and that allowed Kiki to have a few meters of a gain. And G also got closer by a bit. It's 10 meters, and this is the podium fight. But in this race, all positions matter in terms of points.
Right. Only about less than 1/5 of the way through at this point.
Oh, CS crashed.
Ooh. Bad time to check the other spots. Now we got G taking second. Frost a little ways behind in third. G.
And G somehow crashes on the wall.
Well, it looked like he was going for the wall ride on the jump, right? For the increased downward momentum maybe, but ended up kind of spinning out off of it. Does recover. Holds on to second for the moment.
Not for long. Not for long. Frost is there to take advantage of his small mistake.
Ooh, and Frost going for the full wall ride that time.
Yeah, so about that one.
Lost focus for just a second in that doorway, and then we've got C on the pass. So C making his way up. Ama trying to hold on. It is going to be able to hold on so far. Power 8 having some issues as well. Going to be getting caught back up in the pack.
Right behind.
Right. Power and Bimmy. Let's check up back how the action is unfolding in our podium spots. We got Frost in second, G in third still. And this is a close battle. Okay, we got alternate pathing coming out. G going for what I think people would consider to be the less safe pathing, but it seems like that wall ride is actually incredibly unsafe as well. So I'm not sure which one is actually the safe or unsafe route.
Yeah, I did want to talk about that turn because the inside is usually less safe because you jump on the stairs and landing can hurt you.
Right.
But if you go on the outside, you're better off not touching the walls because you could also hit the wall a bit, and this card doesn't like it that much, as we've seen.
Okay, so you think Frost is trying to avoid the wall when he goes on that side?
Possibly. Let me check how he does it this time.
Ooh, that was
yeah,
good.
He definitely was on the wall.
Having some trouble. That same spot, it's been an issue. Couldn't find the recovery he wanted either.
Yes. So as we've seen from Frost in that turn, he obviously went quite a bit on the inside. So he left like half a meter or a meter between himself and the wall. I think he's trying to avoid hitting that.
Okay. We did see a small mistake come out of Frost. It's going to be a pretty big gap between first and second at this point. But second, third, well, third and fourth especially, but also third and fourth within striking distance of second somewhat. They are probably going to need a mistake to come out. G trying to take
again.
it super narrow, but gets that spin there at the very end. C looked like he might have had some trouble as well, did he not? But he did make a full recovery there.
Yeah, I wasn't looking at C either. Oh! So I wasn't looking at C either then. But it sounded like he lost some time. And then he messed up that way up there, so he's now behind G.
And you'll notice that Ama has made his way to fifth. I believe he was a little bit further back than that, but was a bit further up earlier on in the race. Still has half of the track to make it up. These racers have not been perfect. There have definitely been some repeating mistakes.
G really can figure out that turn, that one. He tried the outside and the inside, and I don't think either worked for him. Which is interesting because some others have been able to make it fairly consistently.
Well, ooh, scrap that. We got C gonna be running into the doorway. Now he's getting into a little tussle with G. Ama's gonna be joining in as well. G sidelining C right into that wall. Now we got Ama and G. Ooh, Ama losing control for just a second. Gonna be getting hit by C. It's chain reaction also gonna be impacting Power 8 there. Power 8 gonna be taking a little barrel roll, but he makes full recovery.
So Power 8 is up to fifth.
Has made his way. Big gap developing between second and third.
Whoa, Ahmed dive bombs Power 8 in the U-turn in the meantime.
So Ama has been taking those wall rides very aggressively. It looked like G might have had a mistake in the doorway. Gonna be slowing down a little bit. Let's tune into this. G again, having some trouble at that area, has not been able to solve that puzzle yet. Heading up to the first and second area. Both of these drivers been looking super stable. Been making their way through, still sitting about 30-meter gap, while the gap between second and third has continued to widen on the back of some mistakes.
There's a fight between G and Amma now.
Ooh, let's definitely tune into that one. We are only on lap 11, going to lap 12 out of 20. And it's, ooh, getting interrupted there. That has been such a problem area.
Yeah, but he crashed before the turn this time.
The entire area has been a problem area. Yes, absolutely. And at some point, it does become a game of waiting for your opponent to make mistakes. If you're just too far away and you can't recover it by driving alone. But in order to be there, you have to be a consistent driver who isn't making mistakes in the first place. So we'll see if the windows of opportunity are there, if they're open for these players, and if they will have the consistency to make it through those windows.
The one thing that's interesting regarding G's mistakes there is that I have just checked the lap times, the best laps, and it seems like G has the second best lap, not even 0.1 of a second behind Frost.
Right, and it makes
They
sense.
both have positive.
This is a track on Revolt America, where G is a regular racer, so I am not surprised to see G getting a great lap time on this track, but maybe showing a little bit of inconsistency with EXE, but I'm going to have to scrap that for just a second. We got Kiki with a minor mistake, does recover from it, but now currently sitting 1 meter ahead of Frost. And does run into the wall,
wow.
Gonna be getting passed up by Frost, holding on to a very strong second, but has his work cut out for him if he's gonna be hoping to make first place back in these 6 laps.
That could be costly though. I don't know what happened exactly. Did he slide on the landing?
Might have been a little bit of pressure from Frost, getting pushed just a little bit into the pole.
In the meantime, G and Amma are getting closer. One thing I was gonna say is that G having a really good lap might show that he's risking a bit too much. So he's saying, oh, they both crashed in this section. G lost 20 more meters. But,
Ooh,
oh!
but Amma gifting it back.
That was an unlikely mistake, and I don't think we've seen one in that section before, at least not many.
It is a section that is notorious for trapping players, though. After they make it over that jump, the narrow corridors, it leads to some problems. It hasn't for these racers too much yet, but we do see it coming out. And Bimmy and Powerade are actually waiting in the wings here for a finish. Amma having some more trouble. We see that number getting more and more green from Bimmy's perspective.
The issue, the issue in the tight section might be that it's a turn which isn't really flat. You have a bit of a bump there, and EXETC is a bit slidey already, and it doesn't handle landings well. So if you don't do the best line, then you might end up turning too much, and that ends you. That because of this, you start spinning.
Okay. So we do see first, second, third, essentially business as usual. A big gap between third and fourth. So most of this is currently resting in the arms of G, Amma, Bimmy, potentially Powerade. It is possible Frost would feel the pressure, make some mistakes. He hasn't been perfect on this race. We did see some mistakes, especially in, I believe, the wall riding portions of the track. But for now, checking out G and Amma, this battle has been going on for a bit. A showing some inconsistencies in their driving just a little bit. Ama has been quite consistent, but I think G with those fast lap times, been able to put in a lot of work.
If there's one person, based on the race so far, who I can see making a mistake, it's most likely G, because he definitely has the pace, but he's been making quite a few mistakes, and he might have backed off a bit. Not sure how fast he's going right now, because Alfmo is getting a bit closer.
Yeah, he looked like he wanted to consider wallbang there. Not gonna go for it. Bit of
but
a
in the meantime,
problem.
Alma crashes, and that could be the end for the fight. Although there's still 2 laps to go, which is
Now,
more than a minute.
You'll notice Kiki is under 30 meters from Frost. Was, I believe, at one point up to like 50 meters behind. Currently sitting, you know, down to 19-20 now because of those turns. But even in the straights, only about 30 meters off. So really putting the pressure on Frost to not make a mistake here. Final lap, anything could happen. I'm going to stay tuned in on the front section. But please,
Okay,
if any action,
they
yeah.
get a bit closer, but they're not in a battle at the moment. They're more than 30 meters apart, and that's not for 5 points, that's for 1. No, in fact that's for 2, because the gap between the points goes down 1 between each place. So, Frost wins the first endurance.
It is going to be Frost. Oh, look at Ama and Bimmy. The battle for 5th and 6th, only 5 meters.
It seems like Alma ended up being the one who made the mistake.
It is.
And there's the U-turn section left. Is Bimmy gonna try anything, or can he dive bomb? No, that's probably too far.
Go for it. What happened? I have no idea what happened at the end there. It's spinning out and then going in reverse at the very end. I don't know if it was some kind of flashy move or just a BM went wrong. It was the BM coming up from Ama, and he's gonna be punished so hard for it. The capital D colon, I'm feeling his pain. Goes for some tricks and gets some treats instead. Hate that for him. So we are looking at the points being filled in here. So we see Kiki with 20 points, Frost with 28, and C with 16. Looks to be top 3. We got 2 tied with 12, Ama and Bimmy. G with 13.
I'm sorry to interrupt you.
Yes, yes.
But look at the best laps.
Ooh, okay, let's do
Frost had a
that.
42.2. G had a 42.3. And the third best lap is C with 42.425.
Huh.
Kiki had a 42.426.
Wow.
So that's 1 point. The last
Wow.
point goes to C.
No way. Oh my god. C with 1 millisecond for third best lap. Wow. It literally does not get closer than that. And looking at our final points totals now. Got a nice lead developing for Frostbitten.
Frost with maximum points, yeah. I expected Frost to do quite well, but that's really nice form so far.
Headed to Home 2. This is one of our newer tracks, possibly our newest track, essentially being added.
But for who is it coming home?
Oh, that's true. Whose home is it? We will find out.
So in the sprint race, Alma
Ooh.
seems to have gotten off to a good start again. This also happened on the previous track.
Yes.
And Bimmy is following him. Who did well in the sprint race on Helios too.
Important turn there. BGM losing a little bit of speed, but nobody having too big of issues with the vent area. Ooh, and massive
they all
pile
messed
up.
up.
C weaseling his way right on through into first place.
So what I saw is that BGM went too far on the inside on the entry. Oh, and now he's fighting Alma. And Alma gets second, BGM spun.
That's right.
Frost is running third again.
Kiki and
He
G.
could maximize this as well. The two people using the special skin for the event.
Speaking of that, doesn't look like it got installed on my end, even though I did put it in the folder. I'll have to investigate that during the break between the sprint and the endurance. But for now, we are on lap 3. We got first, second, and third. Alma, Frost, and C. Ooh, Frost and C actually matching skins.
Oh,
too.
C had a nice exit.
He
from the
really
jump
did.
down. But he lost a bit in the left turn into the garage. The top 4 are really close.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. 50, almost 50 meter difference between 4th and 5th. Kiki's hoping to get in the points, and looks like he
come on,
might
take
on the back of a
Alma.
mistake from Alma. That's right. Okay.
So Frost is running away with this again, it seems. Unless, but C
Oh.
also messes up, and now Kiki is running second. Frost remains in the lead. There's one big turn left.
Right. C going super greedy with that jump. It is going to be Kiki coming in second on the back of that. Now let me figure out what the hell happened here. We should have it up and ready to go. Now, please run us through. We had Frost in first, Kiki in second, C in third. Definitely making a
and
bit of
those
a
are the
gap.
points.
That's right.
So Kiki is now 4 points ahead. And that's important because first and second are the places that get the prize.
It is just going to be a small points boost here. 3 points for first, 2 points for second, 1 point for third. I'm back. I think that we are about ready to go into the next one. This is going to be our endurance. Each track is going to be a sprint followed by endurance. So we are now headed to 29 laps of home 2.
We need damage button, says Alma.
There we go. There we go. Looking magnificent.
Alma again gets off to a good start.
I know.
Not sure what great position he got, and also BGM is behind. C is gonna have a bit of a dive bomb there. Oh, and Kiki's gonna run into the door.
I was worried about that door. With the Toyeka RVC, they were struggling at that portion. And was not surprised to see it come out at least once. Now that was a scary situation on the incline on the wall ride, but nobody gonna be wrecking out from there. A couple people taking it a bit slow so as to not wreck. See, playing with the bike. So I think C might have been in first at that point.
He lost a lot then. I don't think he was running
Power
first,
8.
but I'm not sure.
Out in the lead. Followed by Frost, Ash and G, Ama, Kiki, all contesting.
4 cars are really close that he can make that turn like that. And Alma had to back off because of this. Although they are still really close, so Alma is now just waiting to capitalize on other people's mistakes.
And there's that doorway striking again.
Oh, that's gonna be a bit of a push maybe.
Ooh.
Oh,
G.
G spun there. And Kiki and Power 8 are fighting for the lead.
Yeah. Kiki. was in the original pack of people that were chasing first and second, now is going to be taking first.
And Powerade could be an important, could play an important part in this if Frost doesn't get by fast.
That's right.
But it seems like he's right next to him already. However,
This is gonna be a
Powerade
big
defended
jump.
at all.
Kiki taking
Oh,
it
and
so
Kiki messed
nice,
it up.
but it looked like someone else was taking it straight forward and might have ran into him or something. Maybe just messed up as well. Either way, Powerade and Frost headed into a strong first second.
And Amma also crashed in the following turn.
Notable that Kiki did make a very nice recovery considering the circumstances. Is going to be sitting in third by a good margin.
And for now, Powerade is still leading. Which in terms of the fight for first, could be good for Kiki, as Powerade could hold Frost up, but not anymore, as Powerade has spun. Well, did a half spin on the landing. Again, in the bookshelf section. A big drop. And Kiki is now chasing him. And he has the
Ooh,
inside line,
big
it seems like he
pass.
has the place.
Goes for that wall bang. Is going to be able to make it through the doorways. Looking good.
Frost slid a bit on the landing, but it seemed like it didn't cost him. This it looked like that, but I was looking at Kiki. I'd imagine Frost is a bit faster in general, although this time Kiki so far has the best lap.
Okay.
But in the previous laps, well, out of the two of them is what I meant. But in the previous laps, there was Powerade between and in front of them. So that
Right.
might have affected both of their laps. Kiki did get a bit closer then.
We do have some other close battles. We got the battle for 8th and 9th, as well as the battle for 6th and 7th.
But in the meantime, Kiki
Yes.
got right on the bumper of first.
Ooh, I see that. 2 meters.
There's 2 or 3 meters between them. And it does seem like Kiki's running faster so far. He almost ran wide on the exit of the turn there.
Making it through.
Seems like he's taking risks where Frost doesn't always.
Powerade, little slip up on his focus there for just a second, is now getting challenged by Amma for third place there. And then he spins out to boot. So that is going to be Amma in third place for now, 50 meters behind second.
So, Fam, I've just read your comment about the tournament predictions. And also, I've just noticed one thing. I'm pretty sure that C has disconnected.
I'm sorry. Oh no. It looks like it. You're absolutely right. Looks like we did have a disconnect coming out. Oh no. Now we're already 10 laps deep. Not too feasible to make a restart at this point.
My prediction would have aligned with that, I think. Although Kiki seems to be challenging Frost in all races so far.
Looking super good. And Frost is spinning out. Maybe feeling a little bit of pressure here. Does run into the doorway a little bit hard. Now he's not going to be pressured by third place. Yet there is 50 meters separating Frost and Amma. And Amma has been taking a bit of conservative lines. Not been going for the fastest route, rather the more consistent route, which I absolutely do not blame him since he has 90 meters ahead of fourth and almost 90 meters behind second. So it does make sense to just play it patient and wait, but it does mean it's just going to be a battle for first, second here. And the gap is widening. Okay, now we'll go and check
biggest
some
fight of
other
the-
field. Yes.
Biggest battle seems to have been between G and Powerade, but
That's right.
G made a slight mistake, so now there's 20 meters between them. And behind them, Ashen and Bimi are also quite close.
BGM was getting a little bit of that green torn away from Bimi's perspective, but something happened back there. Maybe that jump bringing him back up to 50 meters behind Bimi. Okay, Bimmy's hunting down Ashen. But does have some issues in the vent. It makes a full recovery, but not without a little bit of cost. As this battle continues to unfold, we see some of the positions starting to get a bit spread out, a bit consolidated into their own pairings.
In general, yes, but also Alma has been messing up a bit.
Ooh.
So Powerade got closer. It's only 20 meters between them now.
And only about 40 between Powerade and G, so potentially a lot going to be getting mixed up in the third, fourth, fifth. We do have 14, 15 laps remaining. 14 and a half, we'll say.
G messed up at the drop. Let's just call it a drop. It's or a computer room.
Kiki also starting to become a bit red from Frostbit's perspective, and on the back of that mistake on the jump from Frost, it's going to be up to 65, block red.
But also Kiki is starting to lap cars, and he spins.
Trouble with yes.
Oh, that's a big mistake.
Didn't
60 meters lost, and
Ooh.
it was on his own. He already lapped Ashen by that point.
So that just goes to show, even 100 meters is recoverable. It does depend on some mistakes from the player that you're chasing, but it happens.
Frost slid a bit, so now Kiki's on his rear bumper. The race is happening very similarly to the previous.
True.
Ashen led them by nicely, by the way.
I would say that Frost has been showing a bit more signs of weakness on this track specifically. Has had some wrecks at some various places, whereas in Helios is mostly just on that wall right at the very beginning.
Their best laps are also really close. It's 40 milliseconds. And they have the two best laps overall as well. I believe it's G in third. So their pace is similar, and it seems like their consistency is also similar.
And we have another variable mistake from Frost on that jump. Once again, trying to take it a little bit too narrow, and it's going to run into some trouble. Now they have to deal with BGM, who they're trying to lap. Kiki made it past them. Frost is going to make it past.
BGM either let them by or made a mistake there. But this means they have a clean track again until the next lap car,
For the
which
moment.
will be G.
Okay.
The road is cleared for about 100 meters ahead.
Okay, and they've got about 9 laps left. It is likely that they will reach them by the end of it. Is yet to see if they will have to pass, although higher potential for mistakes near the back of the pack, so there may... Ooh, and a sudden mistake out of Kiki on that doorway, the dreaded Toyaka doorway, claiming another victim.
This time he had a decent recovery.
It's
at least
very
compared
true.
to the previous one where he lost 60 meters.
Only losing
So
about
that's good for him.
15, 20 meters there.
Yeah, G still is quite a bit ahead of them, but there's still 7 laps to go, and based on paces so far, they did get closer to G.
Kiki, a mistake at this about the same area, I believe, or potentially the same area. I think that was a different doorway, but it is going to be Frost going into the orange there. We'll see if Kiki's able to make a recovery. Just might be able to. Ama and Powerade, big gap between them as well, and Powerade and Bimmy, as well as Bimmy and G, and even bigger between G and Ashen. So this race has really begun to settle out into final 6 laps, but we see Frost coming up on another lapping car.
Yes, it's gonna be G, and G is 70 meters behind Bimmy. So a lot depends on how he can get past G. Thankfully, there's no dirty air in this game, so they have
True.
no issue following each other. Kiki is still only 30 meters behind.
That's
But
right.
the two of them are really outpacing everyone else. Because Ahma is 250 from them.
Right, and Alma has been locking down third. Very nicely played by Alma so far. Needs to finish it out. Hasn't found a ton of consistency, but has found more consistency than the other drivers, so doing very well for himself. And we are back into the yellow. 20 meters. Ooh, and once
But
again,
Kiki mix.
feeling the pressure, feeling the need to take that turn as narrowly as possible, is going to get punished for it. And we do see Powerade mounting a resistance against Ama here. 4 laps remaining.
But that also an important factor is that Amma just did a new personal best,
Ooh.
which puts him in third in terms of best laps. Never mind, because G also improved his. So G is back in third in terms of that. However, he's still gonna be lapped now. I'm not sure if he's risking too much again. Maybe he's going mostly for best lap at this point. However, gaining a single position gives him as many points
Right.
as gaining the third best lap.
Right. And we see, even though those mistakes have come out of Kiki, only 30 meters still. So, time
Yes,
is running out. But Kiki
and
really putting a
brilliant.
fight. Oh, let's see.
And that's an important fight because Frost is right behind them. I mean, important in terms of the win of the race.
Right.
That could affect him in some way. He might be trying to stay back a bit.
G looked like he might have made a minor mistake there too, getting a little bit tangled up with Bimmy potentially. We'll see if that leads to anything bigger on the race for first and second. It's really going to come down to it. Bimmy having a mistake in the incline tunnel, and Kiki and Frost both going to be able to make it past him. Now on to G. G spinning out, and G trying to get passed by Frost. It's not going to happen though. He is just going to let him by.
He's going to let him by, but Kiki is still behind him.
Frost.
It's up to Frost. He's 10 meters ahead and half a lap is left. So unless he messes this up, no, he makes it cleanly.
Kiki,
I don't
6
think
meters.
he's gonna make a mistake at this point.
Needs to make it through the diagonal. Does so. And oh my god. 300 milliseconds.
And behind them,
yes, we have the battle. Absolutely, Ama and Powerade. Ama finishes it out. Doesn't go for the BM. Ama finding that podium. G finishing it out. G not loving the car. Kiki's got to be feeling pretty rough. So close to first, 2 different occasions, getting it ripped out of his hands at the very end, both times by Frostbitten. I don't believe that it completely locks down the race, but the gap is widening for Frost. They're in dire straits at this moment, and something needs to change. We are done with Home 2. We're headed to our finale, which is going to be Mysterious Toy Volt Factory 1. We will have a sprint race to begin. 4 laps of sprint. We need C. That's true. Where is C? C on the back of a DC might have decided to opt out of the rest, or maybe having some internet issues. Not fully clear why. C has not made its way back in. Discussion. Okay, so we will be ready to move on. C not going to be able to make it back in for Mysterious Toy Vault Factory 1. So it's going to be 8 players remaining in the fight. And if we're all ready, let's head into the sprint.
Kiki did have the best lap in the end. So that's 2 more points to him regarding that, but he did lose 5 on the race result.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Do I have the sheet up right now for us? I do. So, Frost got a big point advantage, but Kiki does as well. Now, keep in mind, this is not a winner-take-all event. It is not. It is an 80-20 split between first and second. So, Kiki going to be winning a bit of a bundle back if he locks down the second place. G, as well as Ama, are sitting there tied in third, or for second, or I'm sorry, for third. So they are going to be waiting in the wings for Kiki to make some sort of mistake here on Mysterious Toy Vault Factory.
So I think we're ready to go racing on the final track of the day.
Yes, we are. Now this is going to be a classic track. At least for me, it is a classic in my opinion. We've got, as someone would just point out in the chat, we do have a lot of straights on this track, but we also have some incredibly difficult portions in it, specifically at the very beginning of the track. So we will see if they are able to execute on it.
So Powered and Frost have good starting positions. Beamy gets crashed in turn 1.
Ooh, and we see some players not ready for that initial section. Ashen was, though, trying to lock down some sprint points.
They were trying to go side by side into that left turn.
And it is going to be Frost getting knocked off by it. Yeah, but he is already going to be finding third.
Kiki's right behind though. So this seems to be a fight in the top 4. And 3 of them get points for the race. Beamy makes a mistake. He hits the ball in the chicane.
Kiki
That's one of the
jumping
hardest
over one of their heads, but then get... Okay. Frost with the breakaway. I don't know. I think Frost and Kiki have been looking super strong on that initial turn area that we've got. We got Powerade, Bimmy, Ama, G also close. And big wreck.
Kiki also crashes.
So Kiki gonna be brought back to G and Ama.
Yes, the fight seems to be for second and third because Frost is 25 meters ahead with 1 to go. But that fight is quite close still.
Big moment.
It looked like he hit the wall, but I don't think he actually did.
Okay.
He's running very different lines and he jumped over the wall.
Big jump. And he's gonna be right back on Kiki's tail here.
2 turns to go. This is what matters.
And it's looking like it's Kiki's. We will see though. G maybe pulling out a Brazilian boost here.
No, he's
not gonna find it. No Brazilian boost found for G. It is going to be third place. So Frost will be getting 3 points, Kiki 2, and G 1 for that sprint.
That's also the top 3 in the standings so far. So this one is gonna be 28 laps. It's around the same length time-wise as home 2.
Right, right. Okay, so giving the racers a bit of a... Hold on just a second. We are going to be headed into the finale of Endurance. Now, if you are just now joining us, we have been doing a sprint as well as a endurance for each of these. Point scoring is going to be 3-2-1 points for sprint, 5-3-1 for endurance best lap, and then a bit more complex for the endurance scoring itself. You can check out that Google Doc for some info.
Yeah, I linked it. It has the current standings and the points, the system. Anyway, Beamy gets off to a good start, and it's Ashen and BGM behind. Underdogs so far in the event.
And some
However, Frost is right up behind him.
Some inevitable crashes coming out. G is done. And like I was saying, there are going to be some inevitable crashes there at the beginning. But majority of the racers able to recover their way through. Ashen looking so nice at the very beginning here, out in first place. Is he able to hold on to it? Frost giving him a little bit of space during the turn, it looked like, but then Ashen still ran into a bit of an issue, finding second place. Bimmy taking an alternate route here. Doesn't look too bad.
Yes, I'm pretty sure first and second have been decided because G has actually quit the race. Which means...
Well, it has not, because G was tied with Amma, was he not? Points wise.
It's 1 point ahead.
Okay.
But there are now only 7 racers. The gap between first and seventh point wise is 16. Kiki need... Even if Frost finished last, Kiki would need to
so
a really good lap as well.
But I don't know if the math is necessarily done. We will see. We will see at the end. Potentially Kiki fighting for second, third.
Fam, I see your points. The point calculations. But best laps also give some points.
That's right. There is a world in which it happens. There is a world, and we could potentially be living in it. We will find out. We got about 24 laps remaining, and I think Frost was right. There is a lot of straights on this. It has maintained being quite a close race. We do see a small mistake coming out. Ashton followed up by a bit of a bigger one, but he holds on to third with that Cobra clutch. Bimmy and Power 8 trying to find some ground.
Kick is right behind Frost.
Ooh,
There's
yeah.
2 meters between them.
Definitely
Whoa!
be tuned
There's
in there.
a bit of a jump there.
Big jumps by
Kiki
Kiki.
bumps Frost into the wall.
That's right. That's right. Kiki saying, "Get out of my way. I got places to be," and is in first place. Frost actually almost getting pushed to third. Ashen got some work to do if he wants to find second. As we've been seeing the entire day, though, we've seen people come back from one mistake who were behind 60 meters. They capitalized 60 meters off one mistake. So 30 meters definitely doable, but Kiki have some issues as well. And it's going to be Frost emerging out in the front.
Ashen makes a big mistake in the meanwhile. He crashed on the left turn.
Right.
He tried reversing to then turn back around, but he ended up hitting the chair and getting stuck.
Hate that.
So he's now down in fifth, 40 meters behind.
Right. Gonna cost him 2 positions there. And about 60 meters. Maybe even more than that, actually.
So the fight for third seems to be between Powerade and Bimmy at the moment. And the mistake is significant here, because it's not that hard to be consistent compared to other tracks. There aren't that many hard sections. But if you make one mistake, because of this, it's gonna be hard to recover them. And it's even harder to recover the pace-wise. Bimmy has crashed.
That's right. And now Bimmy, feeling the pressure, gonna be falling behind Ashen as well. Ashen mounting his comeback. Can we get a meter to foot conversion for the American viewers? I'm gonna have to refer you to Google for that one, my friendly American viewer. Kiki and Frost continue to fight out like they have been the entire time. Roles are a bit reversed this time. It's going to be Kiki waiting for Frost to make a mistake.
Yeah, they're running quite consistently as Frost predicted.
Yeah, feet, kick, W. No, please continue. Please continue.
So a mistake could happen anytime, and a single mistake could be significant because of the consistency, as I've mentioned. Frost is running fairly clean at the moment. Kiki's best lap is better by 0.1.
Now we did
So
talk
it seems
about
like-
the only person being able to take that second place from Kiki is Ama, right? That was our real front runner. Ama sitting in 6th, so he's got his work cut out for him. Let's check out Kiki and Powerade as well as Frost for just a little bit. And it is still going to be in the orange. Now, you were saying best lap. Absolutely, Kiki does have the better best lap. Absolutely could feasibly bring it back. Running into a bit of an issue at that problem spot.
Yeah, if Kiki's gonna bring it back, it's gonna be through a mistake of Frost.
True.
60 meters is not something you can purely do on pace.
Okay.
Especially on this track, which with only half the race left.
Ashen having some trouble up the ramp, and Bimmy gonna go for the pass. Ama trying to pass, but might have ran into Ashen a little bit there. Now Ama potentially gonna be taking 2 positions here from 6th to 4th. Let's see. It is gonna be Ashen with the best lap time in this group of 3.
It's gonna be interesting to see who's gonna beat G, because that could give a 1 position boost for a said person in the standing, because G is not in the race anymore.
True. And
C is gonna be passed up by all finishers. That's guaranteed.
So we are halfway through. Just finished lap 14 out of 28 laps. Positions have stayed pretty stable. If anything is going to change, it's looking to be this 6th, 5th, 4th battle.
Even if quietly, Powerade has been having a good race so far.
Nice passion by Ash.
It's not in the battle. Oh, I'm sorry.
No, you're good. So Ashen on the incline there was able to pass up Bimmy. It looked like he might have had a bit of a mistake, maybe a looseness of speed from Warren, but then Ashen spinning out in a bit of a wall bump scenario is going to eventually make that recovery from reverse, but not without severely cost to his race.
So what I was saying is that before the storm is that Powerade is having a fairly quiet race, but is running third and 90 meters ahead. He currently has 22 points and is tied with Bimmy, so there's gonna be 1 place that he gains. Also G is not gonna finish, so that's 2 already.
Okay.
He's gonna be finishing 4th, and it could get interesting between him and Ahma.
Okay, very true, very true.
3rd place is still not decided.
Ama still trying to pass up Bimmy. We got Kiki falling a little ways behind Frostbitten. Maybe a bit of an understatement. Definitely got
Alma
some work
makes
to do.
a
Oh,
huge mistake, and that's gonna change Well, not everything. The battle for third.
Definitely
it
gonna
will.
change the field, yeah. Ama got a whole lot of work to do.
So Ashen has the third best lap at the moment, which
Ooh.
means that neither Alma nor Powerade will get that as they run. There are 6 points between the two of them. So if Powerade is gonna finish third and Alma is gonna finish sixth, that means it actually means they'll be tied, I believe.
Just a quick perusal of the field. I'm seeing a lot of numbers over 100. It's real. The gaps have been starting to form, and they continue to widen. Ama trying to catch Ashen, but Ashen now in the red. Eight laps remaining in our first Revolt Cash Cup. Ama potentially headed for fifth, but he's got a lot of way to go before he finds fourth.
Albeit not a prize position if it does overtake Ashen. That could be significant regarding third in the final standings.
Very true.
Because Powerade is still running third and comfortably. So both of them will be, I guess, attempting to run for a good best lap. But Alma also has Ashen nearby in front of him.
Ama going for a big jump, not gonna hit it though, running right into the stairs, and it's gonna be another spin out.
I'm pretty sure a tiebreaker would be won by Ahma if we take the endurance race finisher.
Ashen whipping it through. Let's take another check at the best lap. Ooh, Ashen only beating out Ama by 12 milliseconds on best lap.
Yes, so if Ahma can beat that, then I'm pretty sure I'll not. Whoa, but Ashen also spins! And
I
now Alma
just
overtakes
barely
him.
caught that. That's right. Ahma
So
with the
now-
overtake.
So now Alma will be 1 point ahead of Powerade, provisionally. Unless Powerade makes a best lap. And if he finishes third, that's the best. That's also the best finish Alma got in an endurance. On home 2. So they'll have the same best finish. Alma had a. What place was that? 6th on Helios, and would have a 5th here.
Royale's passing us some best lap times. Kiki out in the lead by over Frost by only about 12 milliseconds. Ashen about 300 milliseconds behind that, followed by Ama right behind. Powerade's best lap is a 30.398, so not quite going to be in that running yet. Is going to need to make something happen. Ooh, Powerade actually in third place and only 30 meters ahead of Bimmy. The battle is developing here, but not much time to do it.
Alma overtakes Ashen again. Powerade's best lap is 30.398. So he needs to improve it by more than 0.1, but I'm pretty sure if we're using the endurance results as tiebreakers, Powerade would finish ahead. However, he needs to do a better best lap than Ashen for that.
Okay. And we are headed to the end here. Frost beginning his final lap. Kiki has brought it under 100 meters against Frost, but it's a tall order with 1 lap remaining. Powerade and Bimmy head into their final lap. And this may just be the race to watch.
Powerade's going fairly safe.
I
In the
would
meantime, Alma
agree.
is running 5th.
Okay. Bimmy having some issues. It's pretty much locked down for Powerade, 3rd place. Frost finishing it out. Kiki
Yeah, Frost finished
gonna be
a lot
momentarily.
ahead most of the field.
So that is essentially case closed. We got Frost gonna be finishing out in first, followed by
Power
Kiki in
8
second.
finishes third.
Nice
So now
finish
I'm
by
pretty sure
Power 8.
Akma has to finish 5th.
Okay.
If he's to remain
And
third
he
in
was
the
so
championship.
close behind, or ahead of Ashen, right there, below 20 meters. And he goes for the BM again! And he gets passed by the BM! R2! What's going on, R2? Talk to your boy! Talk to your boy! Get your mans! What's going on?
This could be interesting. I mean, it's no money.
Okay, right.
But
But
have shown the way with that.
he really went for that one. Okay. And a second failed BM by Ama out of 6 races total. Ama definitely not going to be feeling too good about that, but glad he's having a good time there. R2 officially retiring from being his race engineer. I'm sure Ama hates to hear that. And that is going to conclude it. Our first Revolt Cash Cup. Let's pull up the standings here.
So let's see if anyone gets a better best up in the end. Seems like Kiki, Frost are still.
Kiki got best lap.
Yeah, Ashen did get third in the end in terms of best laps.
Uh-oh. Bound by contract. Y'all will have to take that to the PMs. That sounds like it's about to get pretty serious in here. Okay. So yeah, a huge point difference finishing us out here between second and third. Kiki and Frostbitten both performing exceptionally. Kiki so close to taking an extra 10 points away from Frost, and if that had happened, it would have been 84 to 85 as it stands. So still, Frost would have managed, it appears, if all things stayed the same, and Kiki had managed to get first on Helios and Home 2, still would have been Frostbitten by just that 1 point. And that's why I liked including those sprint points, because they give you that little boost in a potential tiebreaker scenario. So there is our final standings here. Congratulations to Frost. Now we had BGM make a contribution for 2 players. So that is going to be an extra $4 and change added to the prize pool as it was done via donation. So we are over $20 on the prize pool. I believe we're like 21 and some change possibly. Can get the final numbers on that. Again, 100% of the money made from subscriptions or donations all goes into this prize pool and then is redistributed back out to the winners. So it is going to be Frostbitten taking 80% of that, 21 and some change, as well as Kiki taking 20% of the 21 and change. So we can get in contact about how to exactly do that transfer to you guys, the best way that you would like to do it. But for now, that concludes our event. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. Is there anything you'd like to say, Doug?
I think the event and the format itself were fun.
Agreed.
It seems like the drivers didn't really. A lot of the drivers had issues with the car and some of the tracks.
Yes.
And I think a good idea would be to contact them for next month's event, and maybe talk about the car. And like, they are the racers, so they probably know well what car could work well and could help test.
So
combos.
That is actually a perfect bridge to what I was hoping to say, which was that if y'all, the viewers or the participants, have some suggestions on cars, tracks, game type, this will be a monthly event. Pickups on or off. Tell us y'all's thoughts on what could make for an interesting and competitive next edition of our Revolt Cash Cup. We'll take all of your considerations in. Maybe even could do some stuff via poll. and that'll be, that's how it'll be done. So if you're interested in getting involved in the next Revolt Cash Cup, head to the Revolt Competitive RVC Discord and check out RVCC. We have a channel in there, and we can talk
Yes.
more about it.
So yeah, feel free to suggest stuff as a viewer. I'd say that it should be discussed more between the drivers,
Absolutely,
because
but this is a community event, so if you do have an idea, even if you're not the most competitive racer, if you have ideas that you want to contribute, go ahead and at least pitch them to us. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, if you raced, especially, give us your thoughts on how the race went, what you liked, what you didn't like, so that we can help make it even better next month. And also be on the lookout for the next one. We'll make sure that it's more accessible. There's more information on it prior to it, etc. So thank you again for tuning
yeah,
in.
this is definitely a learning experience for
Absolutely, for
us.
all of us. Yeah. So unless you have something else you'd like to add, Doug.
I don't think I do. I just like to thank people for tuning in,
Yes, yes.
and I hope we can keep doing this because this was fun.
Let's definitely do it again. Okay, GG's, and we'll see y'all again.
See
Also, E.
ya.